You over there? Are you kidding me? I just hit record and I'm pretty sure I just heard a branch fall down a tree. Off a tree. I just started hearing howls in the distance. No way. Wow. I was looking in the direction and I could tell it came from high up. Wow. In this video, I'll be doing some exploring, looking at possible structures, etc., and playing some audio recordings I've captured while camping in East Texas. While hiking, I captured daylight owl calls a few times, which was pretty cool. Maybe a bit odd. I can hardly go further talking about audio recordings without mentioning something Darrel the Forest Guy captured in his recent video in the secret meadow. It's not the only interesting sound in the all-night recording, but it was pretty odd. It almost sounds like speaking. Here it is. What the heck was that? It does remind me of some descriptions of Sasquatch speaking, where people say they could tell it was someone talking, but were unable to quite make it out. It's also been reported that the speaking sounds very fast, which also reminded me of this. Here it is once more. I'm doing a little hike. That's pretty cool. There is a fallen tree, so right there. So maybe that neatly caught all of these in one fell swoop. That's pretty wild. Or is it a bunch of arches? Oh yeah, if somebody wanted a place to hide in the winter, you can't even see through this in the middle of January. Down here in Texas, you can see that. You can tell that I'm down south by the palmetto. Wow, it's thick. I just heard owl calls. No way. It's like 420. 420. Huh. Full daylight. No birds, just owls. No way. No way. I'm often talking about owl calls. It sure sounds like two owls. Huh. A little bit odd. There's that one that fell and went right through the Y of that tree. Then the top of this one busted off and just stayed hung up there. Huh. You guys think that's all natural? It definitely stood out. I was looking around. There's nothing else like it. I think it's strange how that top part just broke and stayed up there. Every time I'm down in this area, I've been hearing that in the daytime. Barred owl calls. I don't know if you could hear that. That's wild. Been here in Texas now for, boy, I don't know, 3 weeks, over 3 weeks. Different spots. Haven't heard tons of stuff. Definitely heard some sounds. That's so cool. Kind of far away. Yeah. On a drizzly day down here. Not sure what that sound is. Maybe a frog? That right there. Frog in January. This next clip was pointed out to me at the 6-minute 7-second mark of my last video. Looks like someone possibly peeking around a tree. It's a bit hard to tell. It happened right after I saw eyes and stopped to look. Just saw somebody right in there. Set of eyes looking at me. I don't know where they went. If you haven't seen any of my videos, I tent camp full-time in areas known for Sasquatch activity, or as close as possible. It's a bit of a long story how that came to be, but it is what it is. Previously, I shared some audio of a crash sound and a possible break. Here's those again. Since then, I heard this, a few days later in the same spot. There's the moon. Can't see as good on video. It's almost a deafening silence out here right now. Just having a look at this possibly arched tree. Also noticing right through the middle center screen there, it looks like a little one broken. I'm also noticing it's really quiet here right now. Not a sound. Right now I'm just sitting out listening. See if we hear anything. Just heard something like an owl call as I was talking. Is the moon up there? Doesn't come in good on my phone. Hopefully hear some cool stuff tonight. Down here in Texas. seriously? This time it's like... eight in the morning. That is so cool. It's like a couple owls going off. You guys watch A Flash of Beauty, but in it, Tim Baker, aka Coonbo, I believe he's one of the Bigfoot outlaws, talks about owl calls, and he says when Sasquatch make them, there's no trill at the end. Interesting to think about. Makes me wonder though, because of how a lot of people say they're incredible mimics. Could they too make that trill at the end or not? Stuff I think about. Hey though, there's that sort of structure kind of looking thing I've seen right over there. Look at this day though. Listen to the birds. See if I can pick that up. Can't see anything though. Where's the moon? There it is. Zoom in. Can't really. Nice. A bat flying around right here. It's so fast. Now it's like beautiful weather down here. It's about 75 right now. Here's the bat. There it goes. Getting all those mosquitoes. There it is. assuming that's a prescribed burn. Yeah, okay, I see people working up here. Well, you can really see the smoke. I'm actually camping not too far away from that prescribed burn. It's a little bit odd. It's the only one of those. So wild with all the palmettos. I'm not used to being down south too much. Done some exploring in Florida. We'll take note of that. Funny, I was just looking past it. I didn't even notice this. Probably had it in the video, but there is another arched over tree right through there. Let's see. See it right there. Pretty cool. There we go. Very cool. I believe that Sasquatch do those. Some people watching this might not know that I'm thinking that, so. And maybe there's a natural explanation, but I do think they do that. And this sometimes too. Not everyone, but because I'm right next to that arch and that bent tree, I just took a look and saw this kind of wedged in between those. Could be something. And right near those is also this, which the skinny one, center screen, looks like an actual tree. And that's a limb that apparently it's stuck in the ground. Did that just fall that way? I don't know. Just taking note. Anything a little bit out of the ordinary. Yeah. Down here at a Texas forest. I believe there is somebody who had a sighting really close to where I am right now of a Sasquatch. Water over there. But yeah, I've been kind of looking at the forest. It mostly looked about like that. Not too much really stood out. That's a little odd right there, but you know, I guess it could have fallen that way. But all of this is kind of clumped together near each other. Could it mean something? Seems to me that they do structures and stuff like that. Some people think they do, some don't believe it. And that right there, maybe it's nothing, but take a note. And that right over here. Might have just grown that way, curved a little bit. Don't know. And just a tiny bit further is this. Another tree that is kind of bent, arched, like a bow. Could it mean something? Thought I just heard like a light tap, but not positive. Here's one more that's arched over right there. I don't think they have snow load down here in Texas. And one more right here. Whether it means something or not, I love looking, exploring like this, see what I find. Hard to say definitively if those mean something. I'm leaning to the possibility they might. One reason is because it's a bit of a pattern that I've heard of, seen all over the place. And then the forest that I'm in now, there's quite a lot of sightings. I'm in the Sam Houston National Forest. If you look at a map of sightings in Texas, there's like a massive cluster in this forest. Quite a few of them. All of East Texas has quite a bit, but here, there's a bunch, and then a little north, getting close to Arkansas, near Fouke. Yeah, I was just doing some research of the area. I joined the East Texas Facebook group, and The guy who started that group, I think, he had a sighting not too far from here, a little ways into the forest, and there's a woman who saw one pulling into a trailhead, and there's been a few people. I've listened to that, there's YouTube TAPS, TAAPS, Texas Acknowledgement, Awareness, Protection of Sasquatch, I believe it is. There's some pretty cool vocals and stuff, and one of the places they go is Stubblefield. I'm near there now. It's also Wes from Sasquatch Chronicles mentioned this. He made a post once. There was a burn on his blog and he just made a comment. I told you that place, Stubblefield, was a hot spot. So it seems it's already been established that there has been stuff that's happened around here. Does that mean they're here now? I don't know. It's another arched tree there. And there is one that fell or broke. So I guess it's hard to say. Was that natural? Maybe. Maybe natural. And maybe not. There's definitely a crow going off. I think that's about me, maybe. They say that the animals in the forest let everyone know when there's someone around, like a predator or whatever. Crows and squirrels and all that stuff. I think a lot of hunters listen for that when they're hunting. Crows going off and stuff like that. See more arched trees right through here. Arches are a funny one too, because I'll go a good distance without seeing one at all. It's a nice one right through there, kind of center screen. But yeah, they're definitely not everywhere. Been through places where they get snow and didn't really see them. So certainly there's times when a tree falls and it catches a little one and makes an arch, but it seems like Sasquatch may make those from what I've learned. Just kind of checking this out. Looks a little odd. Bunch of trees all sort of bunched together here. Then that arch is right through there. That's a beauty. And a little one below it too. There is a tree that fell, so you could say it was that. It actually broke about 4 feet up. And there's another broken one behind it. A lot of people say, look up. That would be something else, to be looking up and seeing a Sasquatch up in a tree. Can't say I've ever seen that. Got this little guy right here. It is right alongside a trail, so hard to say, but take a note. Want to look? Anyone that's curious what this forest looks like, or what a Texas forest in East Texas towards the south part of Texas looks like. Very thick. They actually have a burn going on right now in part of the forest. I drove by and saw some of that. Look how thick this is though. I did that night hike. I don't know if I'll have that video up before this. If I post this, I don't know. Just filming and talking, but man, that's thick. Wow. A lot of mud too. Definitely looking to see if any prints, but I mean, you could technically have people with barefoot or those running shoes with the toes, so it's hard to tell. Some more arched trees in there. Definitely see more of that with the little trees. see it all in this part. Not through that. Holy cow. That tree's really bent right there. There's been a burn, it looks like, around here. We got a loud boat behind us. This is this is a pattern that I have seen. Big fallen tree, and then there'll be some really nicely bent trees mixed in with it. I've heard some say they believe that sometimes Sasquatch do things like this to try to make it look natural. It's hard to say. I don't know if you could really look at this and figure out if it was done or natural, but I just get a kick out of these bends right here, especially that big one. It just it's wild how that thing bent like that. I can't say it wasn't natural either, but it's pretty cool either way. If it was done intentionally, I wonder why. I also see a big tree top leaning up against that one. Don't know. You know, I'm in a place like this. I'm thinking about how flat the terrain is overall. I don't know if there's caves, maybe there are, but it just makes you wonder, where do they go? What do they do? Where are they during the day? Do they just bed down and just keep moving and moving around? Do they have spots where they primarily are out of? When you're talking the mountains and stuff like that, with caves and everything, there's a lot of options. Here it's just so flat, but then again, thousands of acres of forest. I guess plenty of places to hide. Just so fascinating. Actually really similar to another one I saw down here in Texas. Top of a tree going across. And if that's not an anomaly in itself, there's also two big limbs or part of a tree that are leaned up against it. I'm sure that they're probably, yeah, they're not stuck in the ground. That's kind of cool. I guess right over here, just looking around, there's another top of a tree, and the bottom of it's not touching. And that looks like it came from this. Kind of weird. It looks like it went over that way to get caught up in there. Could it all mean something? See quite a ways in this part of the forest. This is cool. Beautiful day. I'm still not used to it. I grew up up north, cold winters. It's so weird. February. It's like 80 right now. I'm actually heading down a road where I heard some mentions of people seeing stuff down here. Somebody said that they saw something driving down this road or knew someone that did. Hoping that you can see the tree right here. It's crazy. I pulled over on this road. But man, it's weird. It's kind of bright. You can't see it through the camera at all. See the moon up there? You can actually see some of the smoke from the burn. It's wild. Pretty sure that's smoke, not clouds. Could be clouds, but they have a burn right down the street. Be crazy. It's left over from the prescribed burn. Creepy. Makes you wonder, is that gonna catch or just go out or what? Just one tree. Wow, that's wild. You can also see one way out in the forest there. That thing's going pretty good, huh? Jeez, and nothing else around here. A bird on my head. That's too cool.